Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide. We want you to know wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths to God. Now is the time that we quiet our bodies and we quiet our minds and we prepare ourselves for service. In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through my every spirit, one spirit. Is in this very in this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through our every spirit, one spirit. Is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through our every for spirit, one spirit. Is in this very is in this very oh yes, there's quite enough love, quite enough peace, and quite enough power right here in this very room. Give me one moment in time when I'm home, where I knew I could be. Oh, I live in moment in time, I will be. Oh yes, we will be. We will be free. Oh, you're a winner for a lifetime. When you live each moment in time, let it shine. Give me one moment in time when I'm all that I knew I could be. Oh, right there in that one moment in time, I will be. Oh yes, we will be. We will be free. Oh yes, why we will be free. Oh yes, we will be free. Well, once again, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide. We want you to know wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths to God. Our mission is to heal, inspire, empower, and prosper the world through love, prayer, meditation, and by sharing the principles and applications of successful living. Now, I want to take a special moment here and celebrate everybody today in the world who's having a Valentine's Day celebration. Also, if you or someone you know is celebrating a birthday or an anniversary, whatever it is, know that we're sending our blessings out to you today, and know that you are loved right here at Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide. Now, I want to let you know that if you or someone you know is in need of affirmative prayer, please place it in the comment box right below me, and know our ministry of prayer will pray over it for 30 days, because we do know affirmative prayer does change things. Now, some of you might be new to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide. Well, you're probably wondering, what is that all about? Well, we're going to study our mission statement, and I'm going to ask our in-house audience to join us on what we believe. What we believe. We believe in God, the one power, present source, and substance of all that is, whose will for us is eternal bliss, love, health, prosperity, and good fortune. We believe the power and presence of God is within us, and that we can use that power to accomplish anything through our desires, beliefs, thoughts, words, and actions. We believe there are many paths to God. We embrace and support every person's right to worship as he or she chooses. We believe we are eternal and are given unlimited opportunities to succeed and attain our heartfelt desires and goals through prayer, meditation, and by practicing the principles of successful living. We believe that heaven is first a state of mind that we can attain now and forever. We believe in the law of life that states we get back what we give out. We believe that as our humanness gives way to the divine, the Christ consciousness arises triumphant and victorious. And so it is. Beautiful. Thank you for joining me on that. Well, you know, we're in the month of February, and our theme for the month is the Aladdin factor. I'm going to state our affirmation, and then I'm going to ask our in-house audience, and if you want to join with me, please repeat it after me. As we say yes to the adventures of life, the mystical, the magical, and the miraculous go forth and prepare the way, and so it is. Please join me. As we say yes to the adventures of life, the mystical, the magical, and the miraculous go before us and prepare the way, and so it is. Also, everyone, I want to remind you, on Wednesday night, Dr. Sharon has her Spirit, Mind, and Body Connection right here at 7:30. This month, it has all been on the Aladdin effect. So please join her this coming Wednesday at 7:30. I want to thank you so much for your kind attention. And at this time, I'm going to bring Dr. Sharon up, who's going to do a beautiful meditation for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Fleet, and good morning to one and all. And we have a beautiful in-house audience this morning, and it's so great to see our Reverend Dr. Clayton Beaver, who's with us and been my friend for over 35 years, and Shirley Pollock, who drives all the way from Banning up here to Desert Hot Springs up on the hill, and our beautiful Claudia Thompson, who is our in-house lunar astrologer, and I've had her on Wednesday Night Live many, many times. In fact, you can go and look in December where she talks about the forecast. And our Mystic Kay Schreiber, who is going to do our spiritual reading today because our Joan of Angels is off on a conference, and she's the coordinator, one of the coordinators of the conference. So we miss her and we love her on Valentine's Day, but she's off doing her divine thing for others. And we welcome Toddy, who we just met, and your gentle, loving spirit is so welcomed here at the Rose of Sharon Sanctuary, because as you all know, in March, it was like March 7th or something, there was a lockdown and all houses of worship closed. And I opened up my Rose of Sharon Sanctuary. I moved up here thinking that, it's going to be a quieter life. And, I'm going to, my whole life in 45 years in the ministry has been about opening my home and opening everything. And this was going to be a quieter life. And the Mineral Hot Springs, that's why I really did move here. And I had certain criterion of what I needed, of course, in housing. And I left I sold my beautiful home in Palm Springs to my next door neighbors and moved up here. And lo and behold, 2 years go by and we open up the Rose of Sharon Sanctuary to our services, and that we did not miss a beat. And I want to really acknowledge our Prince Fleet Easton, our music minister, who I ordained on November 22nd, who had done all of the ministerial training and finally decided that he wanted to be ordained. And he came up. We were a little green at first, weren't we, Fleet? I mean, it was really interesting that this is a mirror behind me, and so it was reflecting out. So all these tapestries you see are from India when I presented in India 2 years ago. Maybe it was 3 years ago now. There was a year in there that we were kind of cloistered, wasn't it? So energetically, we are here together at the Rose of Sharon Sanctuary, and we're allowing our message to go forth into the world. And rather than traveling the world, like I have done for several years, every major country you can think of, presenting the message of world peace, because I was voted in as the president of the International Foundation for World Peace and Research. Now I'm Zooming all over the world. And last week I was in England, and the week before that I was in Germany, and then I was in Croatia. It's really fascinating where I used to travel to these places. Now I'm Zooming from my living room to these places. So it's just amazing. Before I start the meditation, I asked Claudia if she would come up and just say a few words, because today we're having a royal high tea. I'm the queen of high tea. And we are having a royal high tea to celebrate the Lunar New Year and Valentine's Day, St. Valentine's Day. That's why I'm wearing my stole today, because it is St. Valentine's Day, right, Dr. Clayton? So if Claudia, come up, please, and just share a few words to our viewing audience about the Lunar New Year before I go into my meditation.
Good morning, everybody. And yes, indeed, we have started a new year, and it's a new vibration in many ways. This is the year of the white metal ox. Let's start with the color white. This is the
My favorite color.
Yes, you wear it so well. So this is the combination of the full spectrum of colors, and it lets us know that we have the potential for support from all over, from many, many sources this year. And it also tells you that a good strategy is to ask from many for what you would like. No request is too big or too small. Remember that. This is also a year where metal is the element. It was the element last year as well. But metal has to do with clear-headedness, clear-mindedness, and precision in your work and in what you do in life. It's a good year for ambitious goals. And so start a business. It's also a good year for contracts, might be getting married. It's Valentine's Day after all.
That's right.
Red, which you can see Sharon and I wearing, is the Chinese color for good fortune. So be sure to put some red as you go through the year for good luck. This is really a year of, it's kind of a holding pattern. So the things that you've already begun, the projects, etc., move the limitations, move what's getting in your way out, and continue to work, because work, tenacity, patience will be rewarded this year if you stay calm and focused on your path.
I love that. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Isn't she wonderful? Thank you. Let's acknowledge her. And she is one of the most dynamic speakers on this lunar astrology, and she teaches me. And we all have our expertise. And I've been teaching metaphysics for 50 years. And I started the ministry when I was 30. It's amazing, isn't it? I'm almost 80. So, it just gets better. We season ourselves, we unfold. And I want Dr. Clayton to know that he just turned 80 and he skydived. Yes, and had his family there and did a whole skydive thing. So I just really acknowledge that you did that. I think it's fantastic. So we know that 70 is heavenly, and I'll be 77 in July. And it's been an amazing unfoldment, the energy as we season into this way of life and deepen the quality of our lives. So as we set the tone and we go into our healing treatment this morning, I just want you to let go and let God do what God does best by means of you. So let's breathe deeply, all the way down to the soles of our feet. We know at the very deepest level that we are gathered together for a higher purpose. This is the day the Lord hath made. Let us consciously choose to rejoice and be glad in it. It is a gift from God. And what we make of this thing called life is our gift back to God. So breathing in and breathing out. Letting go and letting God do what God does best by means of each and every one of us who heard the call and answered. Before they call, I will answer, and while they're yet speaking, I will hear. So as we breathe deeply into our heart, just for a moment, place your hand on your heart and feel the beating of your heart. I believe we were given a heart so we would live each moment at a time, moment by precious moment, beat by precious beat. And perhaps if a man or woman does not keep pace with their companions, it is because they hear a different drummer, however measured or far away. So on this glorious morning, we acknowledge that all paths that lead to God are good, that right now somewhere in the world a Jew is saying her prayers, a Hindu is chanting a mantra, and a Buddhist is kneeling at her sacred shrine. Right now, at this very moment, someone is lighting a candle in a cathedral, someone is making their Hajj toward Mecca, for it is the will of Allah. And yet someone else is lighting a fire in a jungle, repeating an ancient mystical drama. Many, many pathways up the mountaintop, and the view is always the same from the summit. In the dawning of the spiritual sun, for a moment all faiths became as one. The Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Jew became as one and somehow knew that mystic voice that calls to me, oh, yonder person, I am thee. We are one. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. And that life is our life right here and right now. It truly is nearer than our breathing, closer than hands and feet. And as you feel the beating of your heart, you know that where our treasure is, there our heart will be also. And as we welcome the angels, the archangels, and all enlightened beings on this glorious Valentine's Day, this lunar, amazing new year, this President's Weekend, we acknowledge that there's a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we are using it every single day of our lives, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. So what we know is that we seek first the kingdom of God. Whatever we conceive our God to be, whatever name we put on our higher power, it matters not. but to acknowledge that which is within us is greater than that which resides in the world of conditions, appearances, and effects. For eye hath not seen nor ear heard, neither hath entered into the heart of humanity the things which God hath prepared for them that love, love being the strongest healing power in the universe. And let us align this morning. That which needs to be healed is healed. That which needs to be revealed is revealed. That which needs to be known is known. That which needs to be released is released quickly, gently, and with grace. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this recognition that we are in perfect peace. Our mind is stayed on thee, that we bless our body temple. We know that it is a vehicle to do the will of you who sent us. And as we breathe in that pranic life force energy this morning, we feel ourselves revitalized in the truth that sets us free to be who and what we are. So we bless our earth walk. We acknowledge together, hand in hand, that we did not weave the web of life. We are merely a strand on it. And with great unconditional positive regard, we bow to each other. That Christed consciousness, that Buddha nature, that holy I am presence. For what I know is that you are as close to God as I am ever going to get. And I am as close to God as you are ever going to get. And if I am in that place in me and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. And as we look into the area of our abundance, our prosperity, we know that God is our source. That we bless every avenue and channel in which our good flows. And we affirm and declare this morning that we are happy, healthy, prosperous, and free. I do want to add, if there's anyone tuning in this morning and viewing this morning that possibly cried themselves to sleep last night, I want you to know that you are not alone. The love of God surrounds you, the light of God enfolds you, the power of God protects you, and the presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is. This is the truth for you and with you. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for our way of life, that we are enfolded in the everlasting arms of God's love. And that as we open our hearts, our minds, we know that our souls are touched at a very, very deep level. And that this word goes forth in full-blown expression and returns in this energy of light. Peace, shalom. Peace, shante. Peace, salam. Peace, pause. Peace, pax. Peace, freedom. Peace, peace, peace. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you. And now it's my great pleasure to invite our mystic, Kay Schreiber, up, who is, we call our in-house mystic because she's a medium. She's an amazing palmist. I mean, this is a science. You know, people go, oh yeah, all that woo-woo stuff. In fact, my daughter was one of those people, and as far as palmistry. And so Kay looked at her hand, and my daughter's like 38. She goes, oh, I see a baby. She goes, yeah, right. You know, they've already adopted a son. They have, you know, kids in their late 20s. And at 39, our Tyler Neal was born. So you made a believer out of her. And we're just very, very grateful. So this is our beautiful in-house mystic, Kay Schreiber, to give us a beautiful, beautiful spiritual reading.
Hi, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's.
Our reading today is called Points to Ponder, the courage to declare our love. Even though Aladdin and Jasmine grew up in different worlds, they have important aspects of their personality that bring them together. They're both brave, have altruistic hearts, and crave adventure. Love. It exists within all people, places, and things. It is inextricably linked to God or Spirit. It is the most powerful force in the universe. In the grand scheme of things, love encompasses all. So why is there a need to distinguish one type of love from another? The answer is that in order to spiritually awaken as individuals, we often need to label what we feel and experience. This helps us better understand what we're going through on the physical plane. Shivani Bajaj tells us, soulmate relationships can change you completely, and I can attest to that. A true soulmate connection is a cycle of transformation and helps us unleash our true human spirit to fulfill our life purpose on the earth. Soulmates are free from worldly desires and material things. They help you become the best version of yourself and challenge you when needed. When the soul is ready, the soulmate will appear. Thank you, everybody.
Beautiful. And now I want
Oh, yeah, and our wonderful fleet's next.
Yay. Yay. Thank you. Well, Alabama had those 40 thieves, Scheherazade had 1,000 tales. But master your luck, close up your sleeve. You got a brand new magic that never fails. You got power in your corner now. You got the heavy ammunition in your camp. You got the punch, pizzazz, yahoo, and how. All you gotta do is rub that lamp. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be? I'll take your order, jot it down. You never had a friend like me, you know. Life is your restaurant, and I'm your maitre d'. Come on and whisper what you want. You ain't never seen a friend like me. We pride ourselves in service. You're the boss, the king, the Shah. Say what you wish, it's your true dish. How about a little baklava? Have some from column A. Try all of column B. I'm in the mood to help you, G. You ain't never seen a friend like me. Hey! Oh my! Da-da-da. No! Da-da-da. Na-na-na. You ain't never seen a friend like me. Can your friends do this? Can your friends do that? Can your friends pull a rabbit out of their hats? Can your friends go poof? Well, look here. Can your friends go abracadabra and then let it rip and make some sucker disappear? Yeah, don't you let me jack, druggy eyes, answer to your midday dress. We got a bona fide certified genie here with a lot of water up there, yeah. We got urgent power now, so let me know what you want now. I know you're 3 miles long. All you gotta do is rub that lamp. Hey, Mr. Aladdin, sir, have a wish to a three. I'm on the job, you're big enough. You ain't never had a friend, never had a friend, no. Never had a friend, never had a friend, no. You never had a friend like me. You ever had a friend like me? No! And now, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sharon Scott.
Oh, yes. We love that song from Aladdin, don't we? Never had a friend like me that can do all these amazing things. And I've loved our theme for the whole month. It's the Aladdin Factor. It's a book by my friends, Mark Victor Hansen, who used to come and speak for me at my San Diego ministry when I had to be away. And this was before he was really not that well known, pretty well known, but not that well known, and would go and speak in the various New Thought churches and centers with his universal message. And it is a universal message. So he and Jack Canfield, and I want to remind you that Jack Canfield was an elementary school teacher. He wrote a book called 101 Ways to Teach Self-Esteem in the Classroom, and really cared deeply about our children as the future of the planet, and had some amazing things happen to him. They wrote this book called The Aladdin Factor. It was about teaching people how to ask for what they want. And when we learn to ask for what we want, our whole universe absolutely expands in amazing ways. So today is Valentine's Day. And so our topic today is the courage to really declare our love. To declare our love for each other, for our spouses, our husbands, our wives, and to acknowledge that we are drawn together through our similarities, aren't we? And we grow through our differences. And as we grow through those differences, there is an interesting shift that takes place. because we begin to expand our own energy field. And not everyone, excuse me, has to come together in agreement. It's nice, it's wonderful, we love it. The Course in Miracles states that everyone that comes into our energy field is either our lover or our teacher. And our lovers love us, don't they? They affirm us, they declare us, we're wonderful, they're our cheerleaders, they're our fans, they're out there. And our teachers may be rather critical of us. And what I know is that when I hear things, and you can imagine I've been in public life for 50 years, hear things about myself. If it fits, then I make an adjustment within myself. If it doesn't, I laugh it off, because people oftentimes project where they are. Not always, but if someone comes up to you very caringly and shares with you something in our lives that will forward and advance our own consciousness, then that is to be received. That's done in love. And I do not believe in constructive criticism whatsoever. I believe in positive suggestions. And when someone has a caring, positive suggestion energetically, that allows us to feel the caring and the comfort and the energy of having relationships. So when we have the courage to declare our love, when we have the courage to acknowledge that this love within us is really universal agape love, spilling over into everyone in our energy field. This relationship may be our intimate relationship. I was married to Neil Stroud, and as you know, he passed away after 12 years. He had cancer, and our daughter was 7. I was 32, and he was 34. And when people would say, "Oh, I'm so sorry that your husband passed away," I would say, more than my husband, he was my best friend. And to have that ground of being a friendship and a romantic relationship is powerful. And you grow, and it's the adventure of life. Where in Aladdin, where Princess Jasmine came together with Aladdin, he wanted to be a prince because he wanted to be accepted by her. And didn't you love in Disney's version of Aladdin when Will Smith plays the genie and he says, "I can change you on the outer. You can look like a great prince with palaces, but you're still going to be you on the inside." Now, that wasn't necessarily a bad thing, was it? Because Aladdin was very caring, very loving, but he had low self-esteem. So he, put on the clothes, but inwardly feeling that he wasn't enough. And he had to move into the energy and his own power of realizing it really is about the heart. It's not about all this outer stuff. We can have all the things in the world, but if we are not feeling it in our heart, if we can't feel it, we can't heal it, right? So it's about the heart energy, and it's about making the longest journey on the planet, right? The 18-inch journey from the head to the heart. The heart being the doorway to the soul, the seat of the soul, as Gary Zukav said. And so when my husband was in the hospital and he was getting ready to transition, and he was really very lucid. And he said, "Who are those 2 beautiful women standing on each side of you?" And I said, "No, there's no one standing on either side of me." And then I got it. It was like the light bulb. I said, "Oh, those are your guardian angels, and they've come to take you home." And then we had this amazing relationship. We had a lot of humor in our relationship. And I said, "You haven't even left yet, and you're going out on me already." Right? And he passed the next day. So what I know is that we're in a pandemic. People have transitioned. They've left the planet in a collective consciousness. And in the Japanese tradition, the Shinto tradition, they call it a mitama, where those on the other side send energy into the earth plane. And as they send energy into the people that they loved and into their inner circle, that we can feel that. It's like, I can't see you, but I know you're here. I feel it at the very deepest, deepest level. So what we're doing is there's a divine marriage. I love, Kay Schreiber was sharing a story about how her husband, she was renting a room in her home in San Diego. And that she said, I liked him. He was a friend. And he came, into my home, and we discovered that, we liked each other. And the ground of being really is friendship. And that as the friendship grew, the love grew and the energy grew. And that Alex was with us for many, 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 many years. And they were married for almost 30 years. And he transitioned 2 years ago in February. And I remember the 2 years ago, it was Kay's birthday. And he said to me, that little gal just gives her all. And Alex was 93. I mean, he was amazing. And this love and admiration that he could see in his wife, that this little gal just gives her all, and that he was out there rooting for her. And when we know that our mates, and, that in my congregation, probably 90% of my congregation is gay. So whether it's a same-sex relationship or it's a heterosexual relationship, it doesn't matter, because these dynamics are the same. Love is love, isn't it? And love being the strongest power in the universe. And so as we open the space of love, it's wonderful that when we find that soulmate relationship, and I have friends that are also my soulmates, that we come together. We've been together, I believe, many lifetimes. I've met many of my Facebook friends. I was presenting in Cambridge, England, and beautiful Carla Holiday, had me stay with her in Bath, England for 5 days, and then drove me to Cambridge. And I told her, this is not a first-time meeting. It is a joyful reunion of souls who have been on the planet many, many, many times. And then when I was speaking in Istanbul, I met Lau, and Lau is a beautiful energy, and she came to hear me speak, and then she gave me this amazing tour of Istanbul. So wherever I've been in the world, it's not a first-time meeting. It's a joyful reunion of souls who have been on the planet many, many, many lifetimes. And so we come together with this energy that we declare our love, and it's first, what? Love thy neighbor as what? Thyself. Thyself. So Jesus gave the commandment that to love thy neighbor as thyself, which was what? Presupposing that we love ourselves. I taught self-image psychology for years at the university level as an elective. And our self-image will draw in those that are our unfinished business. And I was an adult child of growing up in an alcoholic home. And after Neil Stroud passed away, I had a relationship. He was the assistant mayor of San Diego. And he was an unhealed adult child of an alcoholic as well. So we had all this unfinished business. And as the assistant mayor, we would go and we would meet a lot of people. And it was, very exciting. And I had 3,000 people in my congregation coming every week in San Diego. So these were very, very exciting times. And then what happened is that our relationship, and I married him, and he was very, very jealous and insecure. Now, we did not know about ACA issues in that day. And so I was really working on myself and, knowing that I, drew this person in because I had unhealed issues in my family life. And we even went to see the city psychiatrist. And as my husband got up to go to the restroom, the city psychiatrist said, Sharon, what I know is you have a life's work. If you stay married to him, he will become your life's work. So I got it. It was like an aha moment that I had drawn someone in. We went through a 3-year thing in court. I mean, it was outrageous. And my board president was an attorney. And we were in the court, and, he stole a lot of my things. I mean, just things that were very sentimental that I had with Neil Stroud that were very, very dear to me. And what was so fascinating was that my board president said, Sharon, is it really worth all this? And I said, well, he wants half of everything I've got. She said, give it to him. Give it to him to be free. We've been going through this for 3 years. Just give it to him. And I said, all right. So everything that, that came up, I said, yes, you can have it. You can have it. You can have it. Now I'm a minister. He's like this. He's a powerful man in the San Diego, La Jolla area. And, going through all this, and I let it go, because what I got was, yes, that these were material things, and some of them were very precious to me, and it was my money. And I just let it go. And what money I received from our home in Rancho Bernardo, I paid down in a home in Coronado, and bought a home on the ocean in Coronado in the day when you could get a home in Coronado on the ocean for $270,000. I got right under the wire. I sold it for $500,000, and now my daughter says they're up for sale for like 2.1 million, on the ocean. So when we let go and let God, there's another energy that comes in. And then John Bradshaw was in San Diego, so I had him come and speak to our spiritual center about adult children of alcoholics and healing these issues, these very deep, deep issues that, I was the driven one. I was the overachiever. If I didn't, do 200%, then it wasn't acceptable. And my sister, who took her own life, she became the alcoholic and the addict. And so you can have, children from one home, and what path they take depends on how they feel about themselves. So my intention was to grow and to unfold. And as my intention opened, then I had a healing. I had an amazing healing. And it didn't come about until we sold our church because we outgrew it, and we bought a church up on a hill off of the 163, so that 1,000 people a service. We had 3 services. And as I was coming in on a Sunday morning, and rounding the corner, I saw this big, big sign, and it was my former politician husband, and it was running for Congress. And right on the corner of our church property, where I'm making the turn in, is his great big old sign that he's running for Congress and to vote for him. Well, I still, was healing and from the situation of being married to someone that was so really unreasonable, and that even though I gave it all away and I had a better situation, I still had inner stuff to work on. And when I saw that sign, I got out of the car. I slammed the car door. Now I'm, on a corner, and there's a lot of traffic. And I got out and I saw that sign, and I just took the sign like this, and I just, and finally it fell, and I went, Then I went in and gave the best presentation on unconditional love I'd ever given. And then in the middle of my presentation, I said, a funny thing happened on the way to the church. And I shared the story. How I stomped that sign. And I said, so I guess I have more work to do. And when we acknowledge that we have more work to do, and that the healing process is all part of why we bring some of our soulmates when we have unfinished business. As I did love him, but his behavior was over the top, all of that insecurity. And then I invited him to my 50th birthday party, and he was on wife number 4. And he told my mother that she was, we were 2 days apart in birthdays. And even though I was the more beautiful one, she was very sweet and demonstrated my sweet side. And I told my mother, well, maybe she was the yes person, yes, dear, yes, dear. So we got a good laugh over that. And he was there. And I said, I am just so happy that you came. And he said, I wouldn't have missed it. I've always loved you. And though we couldn't make it work in a marriage, we can be friends. And I said, yes, we can. I've always admired you. And he had wonderful traits. And so when we heal this, we are the benefactors. We deepen the quality of our lives. So the courage to declare our love, and that there are no mistakes. People say, boy, was that ever a mistake? No, these are experiences that we need to heal, to unfold, to be all that we can be. And as we allow ourselves to heal those dark places inside of us that we've nurtured and we've taken into that energy field that doesn't serve, when we shine the light on it, we become whole, perfect and complete, and the recognition that there's a power for good in the universe greater than we are. And we can not only use it, we are using it every single day of our lives. So here we are, we're the Lunar New Year. And I thank you, Claudia. It was so beautifully expressed to come together, and the recognition that, yes, we're opening. Every single day is an opportunity to open to the truth that sets us free to be who and what we are. And that, this Valentine's Day, St. Valentine's Day, I wore my stole today just to acknowledge that this is a day of universal love. And that wherever we are in the world, Valentine's is celebrated. And tomorrow is President's Day. And we bless every president that has served that office in acknowledging that our country, God bless America, our country is our country that we love. And so as we open to what needs to be healed, what needs to be revealed, what needs to be known, then we grow as what? A collective consciousness in a nation that moves out to the global community. And isn't it interesting and amazing that this pandemic is global, isn't it? And I was asked to write to co-author a book about the pandemic, about how have you handled it, the lockdown. And I wrote in this chapter in the book, and I want to acknowledge Ada Gardeman, from pandemonium to peace. In other words, all this pandemonium in the pandemic is over here, and here's peace. So when we close that gap and we acknowledge with Jesus the Christ, my peace I give to you, my peace I leave with you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. You believe in God. Believe also in your own Christ consciousness, your Buddha nature, the holy I am presence, that when Moses looked into the burning bush and said, who are you, what are you? The voice of I am answers and said, cast off your shoes. And at the Rose of Sharon Sanctuary, we've all cast off our shoes in this sanctuary. For where you stand is holy ground. Where you stand is holy ground. So to have the courage to declare our love, to realize that, some of us have been together with our mates and partners for many, many, many years. I love it. Others come together to learn something. And then what? It absolutely goes the other way and moves, and it changes form. Relationships change form, don't they? They certainly do. So I'm going to leave you with my very favorite poem by Emmett Fox. There is no difficulty that enough love will not conquer, no disease that enough love will not heal, no door that enough love will not open, no gulf that enough love will not bridge, no wall that enough love will not throw down, no sin that enough love will not redeem. It makes no difference how deeply seated may be the trouble, how hopeless the outlook, how muddled the tangle, how great the mistake. A sufficient realization of love will dissolve it all. If only you could love enough, you would be the strongest, most powerful being in the world. So I say to you, namaste. We're all on a path and we're going somewhere. And I say to my in-house audience, where is it? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. We are in a high place and we will not come down. None of these outer things move us. We are in a high place and we will not come down. Namaste. The God in me salutes the God in you. Shalom, the peace that passes all understanding. And God bless us, everyone. Know that I love you. I wish you all the happiest Valentine's Day. And we're going to move into our beautiful, the Reverend Prince Fleet Easton, who is going to sing the most wonderful song. And we're so blessed. So take it away, Prince Fleet.
Okay.
Yes, you may acknowledge me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Wonderful.
Perhaps love is like a resting place, a shelter from the storm. It exists to give you comfort It wants to keep you warm. And in those times of trouble, when you are most alone, the memory of love will bring you home. Perhaps love is like a window, perhaps an open door. It invites you to come closer. It wants to show you more. And even if I lose myself and don't know what to do, the memory of love will see me through. Oh, love to some is like a cloud, to some as strong as steel, some a way of living, for some a way to feel. Some say love is holding on, some say letting go. Some say love is everything, some say they don't know. Perhaps love is like the ocean, full of conflict, full of pain, like a fire when it's cold outside, thunder when it rains. If I should live forever and all my dreams come true, my memories of love will be of you. For love to some is like a cloud, to some as strong as steel, for some a way of living, some a way to feel. Some say love is holding on, and some say letting go. Some say love is everything, some say they don't know. Perhaps love is like a resting place, shelter from the storm, like a fire when it's cold outside. It wants to keep you warm. If I should live forever and all my dreams come true, the memory of love will see me through. The memory of love will be of you. Perhaps love. Thank you so much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sharon Straub will take our offering.
So just take your gift in your hand and repeat after me. I give this gift with love and joy. I give this gift with love and joy. I give this gift as a sacred expression of who I am.
I give this gift as a sacred expression of who I am.
In giving to God, I give to myself.
In giving to God, I give to myself.
I give thanks for the abundance that is mine.
I give thanks for the abundance that is mine.
And so it is.
So it is. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And we always bless the offering. We get our hands together. And why we do that is we're activating all 5 key elements of the universe, beginning with what? Earth, fire, water, air, and ether. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for the generosity demonstrated on this glorious Sunday, Valentine's Day. We receive these gifts pressed down, shaken together, and flowing over into every area of our life. For we know the same opening that we give through is the same opening we receive through. And so it is. Amen. So it is. And I want to thank all of our viewing audience who have been sharing your tithes, your love offering, your financial gifts on our PayPal account. Dr. Roger Bambanek, who is our host on our live views every Sunday morning. We love you, Dr. Roger, has posted our PayPal account. our P.O. box if you'd like to mail. And we did receive some checks last week. God bless you. We are so grateful because we have not been able to receive a physical offering since last March. So we're just very, very grateful that you've taken responsibility for the value that you receive from this message and our ministry. And of course, we have a credit card facility as well. And there's a telephone number that you can call to give your credit card number. And I want to thank those of you who did that last week as well. It just makes such an amazing difference. And today is Valentine's Day, and we're going to go on a little fundraiser to upgrade our equipment. We're all using our old laptops and, various other equipment that we have, and we know that we need to go to the next level with that. So we're on a fundraiser. So know the truth that we receive the funds to go to the next level and to have equipment that really works impeccably. So thank you so much for being part of our community. And our own Reverend Fleet is going to sing our closing song. It's been our theme song. It's Shower the People with Love.
Why, you can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me how you gonna stand there with a broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool. You know that one thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, do it twice. And just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. What I mean to say is shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You know that you can run, but you can't hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're standing by yourself all alone? You know, once you tell somebody the way you feel, you can feel it beginning to heal. I guess it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. So you better shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. What I mean to say is shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Make it rain, rain love. Make it rain, rain love. Well, once again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today right here at Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide. As I always say, wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths of God. I also, once again, want to remind you that on Wednesday night, Dr. Sharon has her Spirit, Mind, and Body connection right here at 7:30, and this month it is the Aladdin Factor. So please join her on that. And now, on this Valentine's Day, everyone go out and have a beautiful, blessed day. Mwah! Take care and God bless.